Parents, I want us to talk about how we are managing our children over this long holiday. The social media is a buzz with parents asking and consulting from each other and just checking with each other on what a challenge it is to have children back home and for over a very long period of time. The most challenging thing is that as your children are home for a very long holiday, I know most of us are still working. We still have to, work hard and get school fees for them because the school term is coming, the new school term is coming in very soon. We also need to get them their necessities. We still have the duty to provide for them, so we are not posing. So while we are not posing, it's not so easy to just know that you have left your children at home and you may not necessarily know how they're faring on in your absence. At least when children are in school, we know that the teachers are accountable, we know the teachers are watching over them. But what happens when these children come home and not all of them can manage to work from home or to have flexi working hours where we can keep checking on them? For parents, it's not impossible. These are blessings that God gave us, yeah, and as the Bible says, the blessings of God do not bring any sorrow. So, dear parents, as we raise these children, let us know that the children that God has given us will never bring us sorrow. They will bring us joy, and God has given us everything, all the grace and all the wisdom that we need to raise them. So today, I share with you a few tips on how to just manage the long holiday break, even while you still have to be away, working. So the first thing, as we all know, is that children thrive on structure. So just because they are home for the holiday, do not let them operate in a laissez-faire mode. Let's sit down with them. Again, I'm not saying come up with a structure and hand it over to them. No, I say sit down with them, regardless of their ages. Ask them what they would want to do. Younger children may not have a quite a good concept of time. So you don't need to plan for the whole holiday, like what they have to do until December, but you can plan a day at a time or a week at a time. So ask them, what would you like to do uh, this week, or what would you like to do today? Even as you support them and as you guide them, try to maintain a consistent structure. Not them waking up at 1 p.m. just because they are at home for the holiday. Set bed times. Try to make them as regular as possible. Most likely, the children will want to stay up late because they are not waking up to go to school. Again, try to make it not to be as late, not to be too late, so that it doesn't affect their waking up. They may not wake up at the normal usual hours that they wake up while going to school, but at least they can wake up in good time, say 8, 7, maybe just put the latest, what the latest is, depending on your family schedules. But at least do not make it too late so that the child doesn't feel disoriented. Because if they are waking up late, that means they'll sleep in late, then they'll continue waking up late. And what happens when schools open? They will start struggling again, falling into schedule. So try to be as regular as possible. So you sit down with them, set the schedule. When do we wake up? When do we go to bed? What do we do before we go to bed? Do we brush our teeth? When we wake up in the morning, what do we do? Those who are able to make their beds or their bedrooms, can they do that? Try to maintain a predictable structure for your children. Once again, parents and guardians and caregivers, children thrive on structure. Children thrive on structure. I cannot overstate this fact. Yeah, so you need to set up a schedule and a structure for them so that even when you are away, you can call in and ask, what did you do today? When you woke up, what time did you wake up? Did you brush your teeth? Did you tidy up your room? Did you bathe? So this structure should be a balance. It should be so heavy on the child. Let it balance activities, rest, and some study time. Remember, these children are coming from school and they will be going back to school. Yeah, so they may not necessarily be reading content as in the curriculum, but at least they could be reading even storybook, have reading time where they can read storybooks, or just an activity that keeps their brains awake. Because if they close the books now and open the books again in January, we all know what that means, especially as teachers. So let's get our children still getting a little time to read, a little time to play, a little time to do something creative. Another thing, parents, it's true, just like I said before, we have not closed at our workplaces. We are still in operation, and maybe until much later in the coming month. But remember, these are our children and they still need our engagement and our involvement. So let's try to be deliberately and intentionally available for them. That little time you can get after work, those few hours you can get maybe in a week. If there are times you can leave work early, remain focused. Remember, you have your children at home and you're not likely to have them again from January for the next a couple of months. So make deliberate effort and let them know. Sometimes just arrive home early and say, today mommy came home early or today dad came home early because we needed to spend time with you. We needed to be there for you. We need to see what you've been up to, and that is why we are here home. We are here early. So let them know that you are actually making effort. You know, a lot of times as parents, we do so much, but our children do not know why we are doing it. And that is why it's important. Whatever move you're making to be an intentional parent, communicate it to your child. Let them know, tomorrow I will come early, or this week if you're able, if you can work on shifts or however you can arrange it. Let them know today, this week I'm going to make a few days for you. So I'm going to go to the office on 3 days in a week and be available for you 2 days in a week. Or since I go to the office every day from Monday to Friday, I'll slow down over the weekend. I'll do something with you. Let them know that you are intentionally, you are not just, they are not just left at home to their own devices and you're busy living your life. Remember, your life and theirs are interconnected. And childhood is brief. Childhood is very, very brief. Before we realize they have gone out, they have grown through our, hands, and they are so matured. They are doing their own things, and it becomes very hard to make up for lost time. So please, let's be intentional. Let's be very, very intentional in how we take care of our children over this holiday. Another thing, parents, supervision. Trust you me, we all know that the spaces out here are not always so safe for our children. So let's not just leave our children to their own mechanisms, like their children. I'm seeing even on social media, parents saying, when my child disappears in the morning after breakfast, they don't come back until dinner time. Yeah, well, that is good. Again, it's also making the child that they can know that they can operate without structure and they have no one to watch over them, and that leaves space or gaps for so many other things. We still have, once the children are home, remember, as a parent, as a guardian, as a caregiver, the issue of safeguarding is your full responsibility. Even if they are to play, please get out and check on them, see who they are playing with, and let them know the spaces they cannot go beyond. For instance, if you're in a gated estate or a gated apartment, please make sure you tell them that you are not supposed to go past the gate without informing me. Or you can also talk to the security people wherever you live. Let them know that my child shouldn't go beyond this place, because we all know, and especially for parents living in the city and even those living in the countryside, the world is it's not as safe for children now as it was many years ago. So let's be careful, let's be watchful. Remember, there are people out there again with not so nice intentions of our children. So make sure that there is someone to watch over your children. Think about their safety. If you don't have a caregiver and maybe you're leaving your children alone and they need to warm food, be sure to train them. Let them know how to use the gadgets in the house. Let them know what to do in case of any danger coming up. Just like talk, engage with your child. Let them know that their safety is important for you. Do not feel like it's too much for them. Children are smart. We should never underrate them. They can get it when you talk to them. Again, this is also a very good time, especially over the holiday, to have our children bond with their families and the extended families. So we should also leverage on family connections and extra care that we can get. We have grandparents, we have relatives who could also help take care of the children over this holiday. And I know for those parents living in the city, we get this becomes a good time to send our children back to the village. But once again, as you are doing that, discuss with your children. As a school teacher, I can tell you a lot of times children are shipped back to the villages over the school holiday without their consent, and they don't like it. And when schools open, they come back and they talk to us. A lot of things happen to them while they are away from their parents. They talk of abuses, they talk about just mishandling and just not feeling okay. So can it be a discussion? Could you talk to them? Let them know, I would like you to spend a week or two with your grandparents back in the village, and I'm sending you over with so and so, or there is this and this to watch over you. But you need to know anytime you can always reach to me. I will always be there. I will be checking on you, so they don't feel like mommy or daddy sent us to the village and they were left in the city and we have no one to watch over them. So wherever they are, again, remember, they are still your responsibility. Any other person coming to our children's space is coming just to support us in raising them. But at the end of the day, they are our children. So as you get support from the extended family, also be sure of their safety, be sure of what they are going to be doing, keep checking on them. And then the other thing, parents, let's involve our children in activities over the holiday. Let's think of teaching them a new skill. Depending on age, we could teach them an art skill, maybe even painting, coloring, crocheting, whatever it is that your child is able to do, cooking, or even just them pursuing a hobby, something they like doing, playing a musical instrument, or just learning something, learning a skill. So just so that they're not locked up in the house. Think around, check around where you live, what is happening. Most of the churches or the long holiday have programs for the children. Most religious organizations, even for children of the Muslim faith, they have madrasa teachings happening over the holidays. See what is on offer in your locality and allow your children to engage in those activities. Some places offer very affordable activities like even free library lessons for children to read. Just see what is around, engage the community around you and see what is there for your children. Allow them to learn something new. And yeah, and check with them in the evening. What did you learn? Are you liking? Again, parents, let this not be your idea. Let it, if it's an hobby that your child has been, talking about, like if your child has been saying, I would love to know, to learn how to cook, and there is a place you can take them to learn this skill. So talk to them, tell them, I had in such and such a place, there is this person training children in cooking. Would you be interested? Can I enroll you? And yeah, let the child, if they're excited about it, go with them, let them see the place, enroll them. And even if after a few days they're not interested, please don't feel bad. It is okay. You never know just why they don't want to do it anymore. But if they're interested, help them sustain the curiosity and check with them. Be sure to ask if they are liking what they're doing and if they're learning something new. So let's try to make the holiday as interesting and as exciting as possible. And even as we talk about this, most of these activities I am sharing and having in mind the neurotypical children, but I'm also aware that we have children with neurodivergent needs, and the holiday can be quite overwhelming for them because schedules have changed. These are children who have been going to school, they know their routine, they know their program, and now suddenly they don't have a place to wake up to, and it can be quite hectic. So for these children, let us try to maintain as steady a program as has been during the school hours. If they were going for therapy, please parents do not discontinue therapy. Let them continue attending their therapy sessions. Whether at centers, again, this depends on where you are and the arrangements you could have. Um, if, uh, uh, if if it's not possible to happen at a center, maybe at a school center, you can have the therapist attend to your child at home, because these interventions require a lot of consistency. Again, the holiday season is usually quite charged, and a lot of children with the neurodivergent needs can get very highly stimulated. Like very soon we'll start seeing the Christmas lights, the Christmas trees with all those lights coming up, and they can be quite something for the children with the neurodivergent needs. So as you travel around with your child, be sensitive to their needs. Check if they are getting overstimulated and they need a space to get regulated. Don't be too hard on them. These are our children. We love them. We have a duty to care for them and to advocate for them. So get them a safe space where they feel comfortable, and don't force them to situations they're uncomfortable with. If you take them out and they don't seem to be comfortable with the crowd and the noise, and they are putting fingers in their ears and they just can't cope, it is all right. Withdraw them and look for something else that they are comfortable with. Try to make their routines as predictable and as consistent as possible. Again, the holiday season brings in a lot of new faces, maybe to our homes or maybe as we go to visit. So let's be careful. We have to train our children on safety. Um, if a child doesn't feel close or comfortable with someone, don't insist, don't force issues. They don't have to hug everyone. If they don't feel comfortable hugging, please don't force them to hug. It is all right. So let them know they have their boundaries, they need to maintain them. Let's talk about these small things which could be loopholes for bad exposure to our children. So don't force your child to hug anyone they're not comfortable with. Your friend doesn't have to be your child's friend, and that is just fine. There is nothing wrong with that. So let's continue handling our children with all the love that we can and all the care that we can, because, like I said in the beginning, these are our blessings, and the blessings of God do not bring any sorrow, they bring joy and fulfillment. Enjoy parenting over this long holiday. I will be back with more tips. We will continue sharing on how best we can manage the long holiday. God bless.